As you can see there, I'm a little bit nervous putting the holes in the back of this strap body. This is for the neck plate, of course, and I don't actually have the neck. I've done this once before on my own Telecaster build that I've done, but I had the neck there with me and I just felt a bit more safe doing it. But in this case, if you've not followed along before, this is what's called the Pink Guitar Project. Myself and 3 other people are building a pink strap. So I'm doing the body, John Case of Case Guitars is doing the neck, Sun Bear Pickups are doing the pickups, and Ash, who is Time Traveller Guitars, he's a great guitar finisher, he's going to do the paintwork for us. And this is all part of a charity fundraising project for breast cancer charities, and that's because my wife is going through breast cancer. And I'm looking after her while we're doing that, and to be honest, this last couple of days actually I'm back and forth to the hospital, and she's going through all sorts of side effects and problems with platelets, bone marrow, her thyroid has turned off. Yeah, it's pretty grueling, and it has been since the moment we got the diagnosis 4 months ago. I think I've been to the hospital with her, maybe we've been 70 or 80 times. All of that is to say, the reason I'm raising money for charity is because there is such a big chance this happens to yourself, someone you love, in your life. And my wife's cancer is treatable because of the amazing research that has been done over the last however many years. Up until about a year ago, her particular cancer was really difficult to treat, and now with some new treatment, it's very likely that she'll be okay in the medium term. They can't say about long term. That is the truth of cancer, and this is just a very honest portrayal that I'm trying to give here. But ultimately, what I always come back to is what's keeping me going between all of this stuff that I'm doing with my wife and looking after her, and trying to just keep everyone in the family on an even keel, is playing the guitar, making guitars, talking about guitars, enjoying music, listening to music. It's a great therapy, great tonic, and I want to create a fundraising project and eventually probably a charity that connects music and people who are going through early stages of diagnosis and treatment and that fear and everything else that goes into that. Actually, it's a couple of weeks later now, and I meant to get this video out a while ago because the project has really started launching over on Instagram, and there's been more and more donations coming in and all sorts of stuff. But with cancer treatment, it's really unpredictable, and I've managed to make a couple of YouTube videos in the meantime. But finally, I got this guitar body finished, so I thought I'd just show you the few little steps I took to get it to the point where I can then send it off for the next stage. So I had already carved the body and got it to a place where I was reasonably happy, and I thought, actually, this belly carve is not quite deep enough for a Strat, really. So to get a bit more of that vintage feel and to get a bit thinner, I decided to redraw the curve and go for a bit more carving, and we can just see how that turned out. As a novice guitar builder, I have pretty much zero confidence when it comes to knowing where to stop and how to refine something. So it's been a lot of stopping and starting, doing 20 minutes, leaving it overnight, having another look, trying to send pictures to people who know better than me. And ultimately I've ended up with something that doesn't look exactly like any of the Strats I've got, but is close to a few of them in between. It's not the deepest carve, it's not the shallowest edge, but for me it feels comfortable when I hold it up. So yeah, I've been refining it and just reminding myself that people can criticize these things, but for me this is all done out of a sort of love. It might sound corny, but honestly, being so involved in my wife's recovery every week and then working on this, it feels like a sort of meditation. I think I need to take more of this middle section off, so thin that down near to that line, and the curve should then work a bit better. And from this point, I've actually managed to get to sanding it and reaching a point where I was happy to send it off to John Case. He's made the neck, and he's going to do like a mock fit up and set up so he can make the nut, attach the bridge, and drill those last few holes for me. Then we'll send it off to the painter. I'm so excited. I'm not going to tell you exactly what the final colour and finish is going to be, but I think we're going down, yeah, if you're really into the vintage look, then you'll love it. It might, relicing is controversial, so I'm going to be a little bit careful with how I do it. Not because I don't love relicing, but I want to open this guitar up to a wide audience, so I'll probably err on the sort of lower to medium side of relicing, so it's not too beaten up, and hopefully that will hit a sort of happy medium. So there's some really cool stuff coming up with the Pink Guitar project. One of the next things I'm going to do is this Partscaster that I've mentioned a couple of times. So whilst we're going to auction off the main guitar, I think, to probably get the most funds for charity, the Partscaster will probably be part of the raffle. So some of the items will be auctioned, maybe a couple of the higher end items, although I'd like to have a headline item for the raffle. That could be the Partscaster, or maybe one of the handmade fuzz pedals. The Partscaster is already, the body was ordered from Guitar Build, a British website, and that was sent directly to the painter, and so he's doing that. We're doing that one in shell pink, and I should receive that in maybe a month. It's got to dry and air off and whatever they, off gas or whatever they call it. But what's going to be cool is I'm going to relic that myself, and I'm also going to fit and set it up all myself. That's going to have a maple neck, and it's going to be a sort. I'm going to do my own relic, as I said, so you can watch that. I've never done it before. We can explore together how you get some finish checking and some great marks on it, and maybe I'll have to relic a couple of the metal bits. I've ordered aged parts, I think, but I can make them even look a bit older, so it'd be really cool. We'll have a lot of fun with that. On top of that, we've had some great donations from people now. Jam Pedals have donated a pink Wacko wah pedal. We've got a Type 1 tone bender from a company called Zero Amplification. That's a single guy. It was great, actually. He said he wanted to do it, and then he went to the paint store the same day. He's in California, and he was sending me pictures of colours, and he was really wanting to get involved. He's got some history with cancer in his family, I believe he said, and a lot of people do. That's what I'm discovering. That's why there's been so much generosity. I think people are looking for a place to put some goodwill and to help along. We're all involved in this. I'm getting a Type 1.5 Mark 1.5 tone bender from Mason FX, another guy just making pedals by himself. Beautiful pedals, really nicely soldered and all laid out beautifully with really cool bespoke patterns on the outside. We're getting pink cables handmade by Mojo Cables in the UK. Peach Guitars are giving me a player Strat, a pink player Strat, so that I can use that in marketing videos or Instagram and stuff. And I've never had a player Strat, so we're going to compare it to like a US Strat and a custom shop, and that's going to be fun. Compare it to the Partscaster. Eventually we'll hot rod that guitar, put some new pickups in. There's so much going on, I can't even really remember it all, but there's so many bits and pieces coming together. I've put up a website. It's very simple at the moment. I'll leave it in the description. I'm going to build that website out more, put a couple of videos on there, explain how the raffle and the auction are going to go. So I'll remind you every so often, and when the auction and raffle happen, you'll hear a lot about it. And I don't want to mention it in a big way in every video I do, because honestly I don't want to fatigue you all about charity things. I know what it's like walking up a street in Covent Garden having someone with a clipboard approach you. It can get tiring. So I will just mention it at the end of videos, and occasionally I'll make a bigger deal about it. But I want to build up some steam, and to be honest with you, if the raffle tickets were 10 quid each and you have a chance of winning a Partscaster with top-end parts on it and Sun Bear pickups and a great handmade fuzz pedal and a bunch of other stuff, I think I'd be aiming to raise several £1,000s hopefully from that. Let me know what you think down in the comments about the price of raffle tickets. I haven't set any of that up yet, so I'd love to know what you think and how many tickets you might buy depending on the price and all of that. And again, this is open up to the world. I know shipping will be expensive and things, so at some point I'll have to set up a little fundraiser for the actual project to have some money, like £500 a year or something, because I've already had to cover the cost of lots of parts and things, which is fine. That's my donation to the project. But if I want to make this bigger and go longer, then I need to start having a little fund for. I'm going to be sending the pedals round to demo players around Europe and even the US, and I want to be able to help them pay for the shipping and the customs charges and everything. Anyway, this is an update video. I hope it's been interesting, so you know what's going on, and I'm looking forward to making some videos just about guitar stuff and amps again. This is on my mind a lot of the time, but now this guitar's been sent off, the body's been sent off, I can move on for a few weeks. I've got a Telecaster build I'm doing. I need to carve the neck on that. I've got loads of video ideas I want to get done. So thanks for watching. Look down in the description for a couple of links that you might want to give. Honestly, a £5 on my Just Giving, £5 or £10, anything you can spare, even £2. I just want to help spread awareness, and I'm actually going to be talking personally to the charity soon. They've set up a call with me, Breast Cancer Now, to see if we can do something together and raise, have a higher sort of idea of what we can raise in money terms. Anyway, have a great rest of your weekend, and speak to you soon. Cheers.